Welcome to The Abundance Journey, the show that helps spiritual entrepreneurs create an abundance mindset that accelerates revenue. Secretly, everything you experience in your life is actually abundance. Once you understand how to activate abundance, you find yourself in flow with your business and clients, so it's easy to create the revenue you want. The Abundance Journey is the only show that activates abundance for you, so you enjoy rapid results in your business. Here's your host, the Abundance Ambassador, Elaine Starling.
You know, so many people struggle with day-to-day life. I mean, we often notice the symptoms without realizing the problem. Now, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and I want to know if any of this sounds familiar to you. And there's no judgment here. It just might be a little bit of your temporary current reality. It's not lasting. It's not permanent. So have you ever experienced repeated toxic relationships? Or maybe you experience anxiety and bouts of depression. Perhaps you're frustrated with dating. You don't feel like you can attract emotionally healthy love. Or maybe you frequently have negative fear-based thinking. Maybe you suffer from low self-esteem and a lack of confidence. Now, I want you to understand that all of those things are just symptoms and signs of childhood trauma and love trauma. And frankly, that's a really huge challenge that we all have to address, because everything you want to experience in your life, all the abundance and joy and love that you want to experience, it comes to us through our relationships. It's through your relationship with yourself, your relationship with other people, your relationship with the divine, your relationship with everything and everyone in your experience. Well, fortunately, there are experts that can help resolve childhood and relationship trauma. And that's why I am absolutely delighted that we get to chat with Riana Milne today. Riana is a certified global life and love coach, as well as a childhood and love trauma recovery specialist. Oh, and she's a best-selling author too. You know, she's solving world hunger in her spare time. Now, her mission, her passion is to help change the way the world loves by healing unconscious childhood and love trauma that impacts so many of us. Riana uses research-based educational strategies that guide people to create the life they desire, including enjoying the wonderful love relationships that they deserve. Riana has created the Mindset for Success system, which transforms past emotional triggers that cause fear-based, anxious, or negative thinking so that you enjoy increased confidence and reach goals in every area of your life. I mean, Riana, I really, really love where you say, it's time to go from fear and doubt to personal power, purpose, and success, so you live and love beyond your dreams. That's what we're all about here.
That is my slogan.
I love it. I love it. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I love doing this work. 40 years teaching Mindset for Success and celebrating 25 years now as a psychotherapist, life coach, counselor. I just love doing what I do. It transforms lives. So it's amazing work.
I have so many questions for you, and I want to jump right in. And I know that when we set a platform, a foundation for success, I'm sure you're familiar with that, we get much bigger, better results. Now, I'm all about tapping into our relationship with the divine and making sure that we're in sync. So we're syncing up our energy, the energy of our audience, and also the energy with the divine. And by doing that, I'm going to ask you some questions, and we're just going to be guided. The conversation is going to flow so beautifully, so perfectly. So what we're going to do, we're going to start by breathing together 3 times. And as we breathe in, think the words I am. And we breathe in through the nose. As we exhale through the mouth, think the word consciousness. So we're going to do I am consciousness 3 times, followed by the intention. Now we're going to hold the intention in silence for 78 seconds. Really important, because right now, current research shows human beings have a shorter attention span than goldfish. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all over the map. So we want to lock in that vibration of higher consciousness so that we're in a receptive mode and we're really able to hear the brilliance and receive the brilliance that you're about to share with us. And so a couple of things that help make that 78 seconds go like a breeze. Pick 2 or 3 words out of that intention that just feel expansive and loving and yummy, and just repeat those 3 words over and over again in your mind during the 78 seconds. The other thing to do is notice what's happening in your body, because you might feel goosebumps. You might feel a rush of energy up the back of your neck, right? Anything like that is just a sign that the divine is locked in on that higher vibration and is already getting the energy to move. So it's a really good sign. Okay, I'm not going to belabor the point. We're going to start with the 3 breaths and the I am on the inhale and consciousness on the exhale. Let's breathe in now. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. In love and light, we hold the intention that we release all childhood and love trauma, replacing it with infinite divine love. So we nurture and nourish ourselves to enjoy loving, abundant lives. Thank you, divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done.
Thank you.
We give thanks, and so it is. Wow, that was really cool. What did you experience?
Well, you're talking to a meditator. So I meditate 15 minutes a day, every day. And what came up for me, I am consciously in love. Actually, I'm celebrating a 1-year anniversary with my beautiful man, my fiance, the 17th. So just in a couple of days. And I am grateful for all the abundance that I have in my life. And also grateful for all the service I've been able to do over many, many years. So,
oh, that's beautiful
for me.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I was locking in on loving abundant lives, and I just felt this ripple going out through the entire world. Just this, and it's so important. This reminder that when we're supporting ourselves, we're doing so much more. It's not a greedy, it's all about me kind of thing. No,
right.
It's opening your ability to truly allow that divine love to flow through you. And it not only blesses you, it blesses everybody around you. It ripples out so much further than you can imagine. So,
I always say I'm one of God's angels. He gives me the answers I need to give to my clients.
Yes,
so
yes.
I describe myself as one of God's angels, here to help how I can. Everyone has a purpose in this life and in this world. So whether you're helping humans or animals or the earth, we all have a divine purpose. I don't know if you know, but I'm also Reverend Riana. So I've been an interfaith minister since 1996, mostly officiating weddings and one funeral, and that was that of my mother's. Not an easy task, but one that I felt I gave her a great send off and celebration of her life. So spirituality is very much a part of my trauma recovery healing, and my coaching and counseling work.
I have to ask you, because obviously you're super passionate about this and you've been doing it for a long time. You're really committed to helping people get this outcome and this transformation. What got you started? Why are you so passionate about this?
Well, I didn't know childhood trauma work, of course, when I was a child, but I lost my very dear best friend, my childhood friend at 16. He was killed by a drunk driver. And the priest, he was Catholic, said to me, I said, how do I deal with this? I'm not religious. I was bullied at church, so I didn't like my church upbringing. And he's there, well, you can be spiritual and always give spiritual love to Michael in remembrance of him. So take his soul into your soul and live your life with double passion. So that's what I did. And I asked my mom if I could go to counseling to help deal with the grief. She said, no one in this family will ever see a counselor. And that's when I declared that I will grow up and become one, because kids like me need help. And so I got my counseling from reading the masters, the Dalai Lama, Deepak Chopra, Marianne Williamson, The Course of Miracles, higher books of all faith. So I'm an interfaith minister. But then I started doing a lot of mindset work. At 23, from Penn State, my best friend, she actually ended up being murdered by her boyfriend. So here's another scenario of losing a very dear, close friend, my roommate and best friend of 3 years at college. And I help people in domestic violence situations. So I give back. I am also a drug and alcohol counselor. So I give back in the memory of Michael and Corinne and their spirit, and by helping others who might be suffering with these kinds of things. So that's how I'm in service.
Wow.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. You had some really profound moments that changed the trajectory of your life, and you tuned into it. I think it's really interesting to note, I was thinking about it earlier this morning, that in nature, the antidote is planted. It grows very close to the poison. The antidote is right near the poison. And one of the messages that I get over and over again is, darling, every single moment is a blessing. Every single moment, even the ones that don't feel like a blessing.
Exactly. You
It's
have
up
to
to you
find the
to
good from the bad. You have to learn the lesson in the story. And that was only the beginning. I married a man that stole $200,000 from my mother when I was 24 and 25. I had 2 little girls at that time. So this is a show about abundance. So think about, I would not pay her back. That it would be lacking integrity. So it took 16 years of my life as a single mom. I did divorce him by 27, but by 26, we had a bankruptcy for $750,000 due to his business choices. So here I am, a young woman, nobody helping me. And I thought, I need to come out of this. So what can I do? And thank God I had mindset study, because that kept me focused on my ability to do what I can do, and I will just chop away at the rest. I said to my mom, I will pay you back. I didn't receive any benefit from that $200,000. That's like $500,000 today. That's a lot of money, right? You're a single mom. We had a bankruptcy. I couldn't get a bank loan to start a business. but I opened up just because I believed that I could run a model and talent agency in school, because I modeled since the age of 12. I hired, they didn't really call him a coach back then, but a mentor from New York to tell me how to run a talent agency. And I opened it at Erie, Pennsylvania, where I was living, where my ex was from. And they're all laughing at me. They said, no one will come. It's Erie. And I said, watch me. And I just every day prayed and meditate, God, I can't do this without you. So every day, one day at a time, going in and doing what I could do. And back then, we didn't have computers. So I started with 4 people in my first modeling class. By 6 months, I went in a competition, global competition from the International Model and Talent Association. And in 6 months, I won Educational Excellence Award. And this is a global award. And then within a year, I won Model and Talent School of the Year. And by that time, I had 25 in my classes with a waiting list.
Nice.
So, yeah. So as always, what can I do? What can I do? And another competitor called the Pennsylvania State Board of Education, says she's running a school without being licensed. What did I know? I just wanted to train models and actors. And I said, okay, don't shut me down. This is supporting my children. And I have to pick them up at school at 3 p.m. So I can't get a 9-to-5 job. Just tell me what I need to do and I'll get it done. So that was actually my first book of 13. It was a model and talent textbook, notebook. And I paid someone to have it illustrated. And I appeared before the Board of Education, just me, with my notebook and how I was going to run this business. And they're like, where's your attorney and where's your CPA? I'm there, you're looking at her. So, I presented my program and I thought 4 people maybe, but I walk in, there's this big U of about 40 people saying yes or no if I could have a school. This was a post-secondary school. All I just knew is I have the heart for it, I have the talent to it, and I will make this work. And I got licensed. And then, I had it for 10 years. And by 28 years old, I was able to buy a home for my 2 daughters and I. And by 30, I bought a second home, which I redid the whole thing as a school, model and talent school. So, my life has been an interesting journey, never easy, but always with mindset leading the way. And it's mindset that is the key to abundance.
Absolutely.
Tough times, right? But if you have a mindset to turn it around with faith-based belief system, which is part of mindset, you can get beyond whatever you want to do.
I absolutely love what you're doing here, because I totally agree with you. In fact, I've got a TEDx talk called Abundance is a Choice. And I'm talking about an abundance mindset and how you can create that. Now, obviously, the name of the show is The Abundance Journey. And I've never had 2 people define abundance the same way. Given the work that you're doing, where you're helping people recover from childhood and love trauma, how would you define abundance?
It is a personal decision and definition for everyone, right? But I look at it as a holistic life, mind, body, spirit. So abundance to me is great health, great love of my partner, great, amazing friendships over many, many years, an amazing relationship with my daughters and my 6 grandchildren. That is abundance. Work that I love. People who trust me to help them change their life and their suffering. It's everything. Abundance is a holistic picture that I look at in my life, because you can have great love, but bad health, or you can have great health and no love in your life, right? So to me, it's a holistic definition.
Everything's working at once.
Yes.
Love that. I love that. Now, we talked a bit in the very beginning when I was introducing you. I talked a little bit about some symptoms that people can show up with. Now, sometimes people just live with this for years and years and years, and they don't take any action. What is that point? Where are they stuck? What is that instant before they start to work with you, Riana, where they go, dang, I have got to fix this?
Yeah. Well, I work now totally by telehealth. So I work with ages 16 My oldest person was 80. And someone came to me at 73 years old, Bob. He allows me to share his story. He came in, like, starting to tell me his story, started crying. He goes, I'm 73 years old, my fourth wife, they've all divorced me. Now I'm going to die alone. I'm not a handsome guy. I was an alcoholic. I was a gambler. I fixed that, and I still can't get love in his life. But he never went back to the root cause, which was severe childhood trauma, very abused by his mother. So he had this inner subconscious feeling of I'm not good enough and always seeking attention. He was a sarcastic guy, and sarcasm is not funny. Humor is funny, but sarcasm is hurtful. So he would do that to get attention and get people to laugh at him, right? That's how he found love as a younger person. So this became an adult norm in his life that was not serving him. And so, I said, are you ready to do some coaching work with me? Because you can have love. It's never too late. Long story short, he worked with me, and he's had this amazing girlfriend. He went out on the dating sites at 83, found his lady. They've been together now 8 years. He healed a relationship with his daughter. He's now a granddad, so he has so much love and happiness in his life. He did a podcast with me. My show's called Lessons in Life and Love. And his show is on there, success and love for seniors. Anyone can have love. You just have to believe it to be true. And the first thing is, how do you feel about yourself? Self-love has to be first. So it is proven that 100% of us have childhood trauma. So most people say, well, I didn't have that. And I developed the childhood trauma checklist in 2012. And this came out before the Kaiser Permanente study, which came out called the ACEs test.
Yeah.
And when I saw the ACE test, I was actually appalled because they did not have bullying on there. They did not have foster care kids. And those were the kids I worked with in a mental health hospital. They did not have abandonment issues. And I defined 2 types, fault and no fault abandonment. Like a no fault abandonment is a parent who dies early.
Right.
Or a father or mother that is deployed for war, right? And how that impacted the children. They're watching TV with soldiers, dying, and they're wondering, is my mom going to come home, from Iraq? I was in an elementary school at that time, and a lot of kids were in hyper trauma state because so many of the families were deployed at that time. Between Afghanistan and Iraq. So, that's no fault. And I had a no fault abandonment. My dad, we didn't know it, but he was James Bond, an FBI agent. So he was away from the house all the time. And I remember asking, where's dad? Is dad okay? When's daddy coming home? But that's how he supported the family. And they couldn't tell their families. My dad is now deceased, but we got a letter from Ronald Reagan and William Casey thanking him for his many years in CIA and FBI. So that's how we knew. Very. Yeah. Okay. So these things that you just think are normal do impact you when you go for love relationships, right? So, the first love relationship, I had love trauma because he stole from my family. And then I had a second one. And I'm like, what is this? Because why am I attracting these kind of people? I'm a nice lady. I'm honest. I work hard. I'm a great mom. My kids are amazing. They're not troubled kids. Like, I don't get it. So that's what sent me into the research.
Yeah.
And I created the childhood trauma checklist, which everyone can get free on my website, rianamilne.com. When you look at it, it's really straightforward. Like, did this happen to you or did it not? And then once we know what happens, we can change it up because you can't change what you don't know or understand. And that's my quote. So that's why people don't understand. Why do I keep getting toxic guys? Because that was me. And I describe it like a rainbow. You're at the point of, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why this is happening to me. It's a very frustrating place to be. But as you're going up this learning curve of learning everything and trauma recovery skills, childhood trauma recovery, mindset skills, spirituality skills. As you're learning these and doing them and practicing them, the self-love increases, self-esteem, the confidence. We do goal setting. You're starting to do things you've always dreamed to do. And then when you're on the other side of the rainbow and you're dating, you know exactly who you want. We call it conscious dating. You know who you want. You will not settle anymore. Your life is now together exactly how you want it before you go out to date. You never want to go out to date when you're looking for someone to fix you or heal you. Okay,
yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Now, I have noticed something that I think is a really important trend. Whenever we want something on the outside world to change, like we want our relationships to change, we want to be happy in our lives, something has to change inside first. It's not out there. The shift happens inside. What do you feel is that most important? And it is a mindset shift, but what is that shift that has to happen before your clients can experience the transformation they desire?
They have to understand how to live with full conscious awareness. 8 out of 10 people have 8 out of 10 negative fear-based thoughts. Most people run remote. They don't wake up like our people do and say, what am I going to do today? What 3 goals do I have today? And if I have time, I'll do 2 more. We are always living very consciously. We're not dating to have fun. We go out and we're asking specific questions. We will know if we want date 2 or 3, like almost right away. So we know what our wants, needs, requirements are, and then we know the questions to be asking. So everything in our life is conscious. So what happens within you is full conscious awareness all day. What you think, what you say, what you write, what you text, what you speak, your actions you take. The question that we ask is it good for me and the other person? Okay, it's not hurting anybody, right? And then there's 5 conscious choices. I say, use your hand to remember. Is this good for me, the woman? Is it good for the one I love? Is it good for my children or extended family? Is it good for my reputation on the job and in the community? If in doubt, go without. Doing it, texting it, sending it, the email, whatever. Give it more time, put it into your meditation and say, is it good for everyone? And if not, you don't do it. So, we have these various exercises. That's just one that we commit to memory that helps us stay in full conscious awareness.
Well, you're bringing me to the perfect next question because I always like to help people get started, right? So they're baby steps. It'd be great if you had a magic wand and you could just go poof, but sadly, I've never discovered one yet. We have to take baby steps to get where we want to go. For someone who is just going, wow, I've taken your quiz and suddenly I'm hit upside the head. Yeah, I do have childhood trauma or I do have relationship trauma. What's one little step that we could take just to get going in the right direction?
Well, for people that are interested in working with me, the first step would be the Life and Love Transformation Discovery Session, which they can find out about on my homepage. Education is everything. I've never stopped learning. Right now, I'm in a bunch of AI classes. And when you're on my website, try my chat bot. Just ask it any question. Riana AI will answer because I've fed it thousands and thousands of pieces of information. So it's pretty cool. But I'm always learning and growing. And that's something you have to look at for your life, too. So, there's a lot of techniques that I teach. So I would just say, be determined to learn this, be determined to learn mindset work, be determined to heal your past childhood and love traumas. People say, well, how much time do I have to invest? Well, it's like, how much rest of your life do you want to be happy? You can wait till 73 like Bob, or you could just do it like I just had 2 graduates, Jillian and Melanie, who just graduated, and they both have committed relationships, the love of their life, amazing men, very successful, who love and adore them, and they got beyond all that. Usually when women are in abusive relationships, they shut down.
Yeah.
So one of the things I really teach is empowered communication. They have to learn to ask the tough questions. They have to learn to put that out there. Too many people jump from dating to intimacy without getting these important questions answered. So we do that dating part step by step. And I'm like, Melanie had someone, I'm like, nope, he's not your guy. How do you know? No, this, and that. He's not your guy. But I'm not going to tell you what to do. I just want you in full conscious awareness. I want you asking those questions the last time she came back. And I said, and keep dating, because you're going to find the next one, and she ended up with an incredible person. So I've been doing this for so long, 25 years. I no, yes, no, and how much time are you willing to invest to be happy? Life is short, do it now, and people are like, I need this, but I'll wait. I'm like, for what? What's going to change in your life? What are you going to wait for, to happen? Nothing
when
new.
Do you deserve a life you love? I think you deserve a life you love right now. And one of the things that I always talk to my clients about, the most powerful thing you can do is gratitude. Gratitude is the ignition switch to higher consciousness. Gratitude opens you up for love and abundance. And so when you can get into this space of grateful curiosity, you don't know what's coming. You don't have all the answers yet. You're a little unsure, but you're grateful and you're curious that there's a brilliant resource like Riana to help open you to new possibilities, give you the skills, give you the strength, give you the self-confidence so that you can really open your life up to unlimited abundance. It is there for you. It really, truly is. Now, Riana, you're so generous. You've given us so much through this conversation today. You also offered a really awesome free gift. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
I have a lot of free gifts. Go to my website. There's a 4 free love test. There's a free ebook at the top. It's called Have the Love You Deserve. Try my chatbot to have your most pressing questions answered. My podcast, I have 125 shows, 350, all free on YouTube. Use that as a huge resource of audios and videos. Free book chapter downloads of my best-selling books, Love Beyond Your Dreams, Break Free of Toxic Relationships to Have the Love You Deserve. That is a #1 Amazon bestseller. And the other one is Live Beyond Your Dreams, From Fear and Doubt to Personal Power, Purpose, and Success. They're sister books because you can't have love without mindset. And you can have mindset, but you're going to have to know what to do in love. So they are meant to go together, right? And you have the first 60 pages for free. So that's a lot of gifts there.
Wow. So, I'll make sure that all your contact information, including your URL for your website, is front and center on the show notes. So everybody can follow you and they can connect with you. They can download all your free gifts and really take advantage of that. Now, one of the things that we like to do, Riana, that's a little bit different on the Abundance Journey show, we always turn the tables on our guests because we know that when we give is when we truly receive the most. Mm-hmm. So what can we do to support you?
Well, that's really sweet. I had this quote many years ago, help yourself by helping others, right? And that was way back in my talent agency. And all my classes did a community service. And they helped themselves because they ended up in TV and newspaper. Now they have this amazing press release for themselves for their talent portfolio. So I've always lived by that motto myself. I love that. I would just say, you can often recognize childhood trauma in someone else. So if you referred someone to my website to get the free ebook or to my podcast, Lessons in Life and Love, while you're there on YouTube, please and say a few words. I will write you back. I always do write back. So anything that you are taking a learning and you see someone else, if you refer, that would be really great because a lot of people don't know why they're so stuck in sadness and depression and anxiety. And once you do learn about childhood trauma and you see the 10 items that are the checklist, you're going to know a lot. My clients are amazing. This is why, our family we help change the way the world loves. Because they know, and then they're teaching others, and they're teaching their children. My teachers teach your classrooms full of children mindset work. So, once you learn this method, just keep sharing it, and the goal is, of course, emotionally healthy, conscious, and evolved love. And evolved means being your highest and your best self. And when you are, you will attract that type of person into your life as well. So whether that's partner or friendships, business acquaintances and so forth.
Riana, you are such a gift. You are such
thank
a
you.
blessing. And I know that you've had challenges. Challenges are there for us to grow from. And
Yeah.
you have really illustrated that throughout your life with all the challenges, all the frustrations, all the issues that you have endured. And I don't wish those on anybody.
No, they weren't
And
fun.
you really made the most of it because you
Yeah.
harnessed the power from that, and you are the embodiment of what can happen when we look at that childhood trauma, that relationship trauma, and move through it, take the blessings from it, and learn how to harness that power. So thank you so much.
You're
You've
welcome.
given us just
Thank you for having me, Elaine.
Oh, this was
So much.
amazing. I have a real challenge here because you shared so many brilliant things. I've got pages of notes, and I have to pick just one to do the Activate Abundance segment around. Thanks a lot. No, really, thanks a lot. It was
thank
amazing.
Thanks so much.
Okay, stick around. We're going to activate abundance in just a moment. Hi, it's Elaine Starling, the Abundance Ambassador, and I know since you're listening to this show or watching this show, The Abundance Journey, you really want to experience more abundance in your life. Well, that's why I wrote the book, 5 Steps to Activate Your Abundance. It's available for sale right now from Amazon, from barnesandnoble.com, and many international sellers. And I want you to pick up a copy because I'm really opening the kimono here and sharing all of the information you need to experience abundance in every single aspect of your life. The book's divided into 3 parts. Part 1 is called Meeting the Divine. This is where I share my near-death experience and the conversation I got to have with our higher power during my stroke. In Part 2, Messages from the Divine, I share the best practices that I was given, the secret sauce in how life actually works. And so you understand really why you're here and how you can make the most of your life so you love every single moment. And then in the Part 3 is Partnering with the Divine. That's where I go into each of the 5 steps to activate your abundance and explain exactly why it works so well. So take a moment to pick up a copy. It's available as an ebook, a paperback book, an audiobook, and a video course. So however you like to absorb information, abundance is waiting for you. I adore Riana. She's just amazing. I mean, given all the challenges that she's dealt with in her life, step 1 is gratitude. And I cannot express how much gratitude I feel that there's someone in this world who gets it, who has lived it and lived through it, lived beyond it, blossomed from it. I mean, just amazing what Riana has been able to do in her life and for so many others because she's willing to step into it and move through it. Brilliant. Adore that. Step 1 is always gratitude. Step 2 is to acknowledge something you heard that was a little bit of an aha for you, an insight. I absolutely loved it. When Riana was talking about her personal story and how her ex-husband had stolen money from her mom, and she said, you know what? I had to just do what I can and chop it up to make progress, little steps of progress. I do what I can. And it was just like in my mind when she said that, because so often I think we focus on, but I don't have my best-selling New York Times book yet. And that's what I want. And so the whole focus is on this ultimate outcome instead of, I wrote 2 pages today. I do what I can. And I know that I will achieve my goal. Oh, I'm getting emotional because it was so powerful. It was so important. I hope you heard what I heard. Step 3, appreciate the difference it can make in your life. You don't have to wait to be happy. You don't have to wait until you have the New York Times bestseller. You can be happy right now because you wrote 2 pages. You can focus on your progress. You can focus on the baby steps, and you can witness your own transformation. The transformation happens right now in this moment, not next week. It's right now, who you are being right now and the mindset that you are putting into place. That is what shifts everything for you. It was absolutely brilliant what she said. Okay, step 4, we're going to activate this so that we own it and we bring it into reality. And there's 3 different ways that we can activate it. First way, grab your calendar, schedule time to do it. I include journaling here because often we're too close to the information. And when we write it down in a journal, it allows us to have a more objective perspective and we can actually see what's happening. You can point out the progress that you're making. Because I got to tell you, when I go through the day, all of a sudden it's vanished. And unless I write down all the things that I did that day, I don't track and I can't celebrate myself. It makes a difference when you take the time to track what's going on. I really encourage you to do that. I'm definitely doing it. The second way that you can activate abundance is to create a physical trigger, like crossing your fingers or tugging on your earlobe. And I really want to own this because that whole I do what I can, that's a mantra now that is just going to resonate for me. I do what I can. So, when I think, this is a big one and this thing that I want is really big and juicy. How in the world am I going to get there? It's time to focus on I do what I can. I do what I can. And I'm going to pat myself on the back. I do what I can. And that's enough. It's good. I'm good. So the third way that we can activate abundance is to declare what we're going to do. And I am declaring with you, I'm owning this. I do what I can. I'm owning that. And it really helps when you work with an accountability buddy or a coach like Riana, where you get that perspective on this is my commitment. This is who I want to be in the world. This is how I want to show up. And please hold me accountable. If you notice that I'm not really fulfilling that and I'm slipping a little bit and I'm beating myself up because I haven't solved world hunger yet, and in reality, I need to focus on the baby steps that I'm doing, please support me with the baby steps and point out the baby steps that I'm taking and the accomplishment that I have. Those are the 3 different ways that we can activate abundance. Step 5, celebrate your progress. This is awesome. You have the opportunity to transform your life and transform how you experience the world, to bring in abundance in all forms, in every single area of your life. You have that power, and you create that power through your mindset and your attention. You are a miracle. You are a blessing. And we are so lucky that you're on this planet. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next time for the Abundance Journey.
You've been listening to the Abundance Journey Show with Elaine Starling. Visit theabundancejourney.com/podcast gifts to access today's gift, as well as gifts from our other guests. Tune in every week to activate abundance in your life and business. If something resonated with you, please share it with your friends so they can benefit too. Keep activating abundance, and we'll see you in the next episode.